So you clicked on this video. Was that your brilliant decision? Or was it all planned out 13.8 billion years ago when the universe had its big debut, the Big Bang? This might sound like a plot twist, but hang on, because what you're doing right now might not be entirely up to you. Don't worry, this isn't about some sneaky simulation where someone's playing puppet master. Nope, the reality is far more interesting. Everything you, your phone, and every living or non-living thing in this universe do has already been scripted, and sorry, there's no way to rewrite it. Hey there, I'm Anamika, and let's kick off another episode. So free will, huh? Let's break it down. Free will is supposed to be this superpower where you make your own choices without anyone else poking their nose in. If I decide to walk from point A to point B, it's my call, with no one else pulling the strings. Simple, right? That's what we call free will. Ask anyone if they have free will, and they'll probably say, of course, we all like to think we're the masters of our own fate. But if you ask philosophers or scientists, you'll get an answer that might just blow your mind. Take Yuval Noah Harari, for example. He's famous for his books Sapiens and Homo Deus. He says free will is an old-school myth that was used to rally people against oppression. Nowadays, with data science, we see that human decisions follow predictable patterns. Creepy, right? Let's talk science. There was this study in the Nature Neuroscience journal. They experimented to see which part of our brain calls the shots. They asked people to press a button with either their left or right hand. Surprise! They found that our decisions are stored in the brain even before we know what we're going to do, in areas called the primary motor cortex and the supplementary motor area. But wait, there's more. Scientists dug deeper and found that decisions are actually stored in the frontopolar cortex about 7 seconds before we even think about them. And get this, those decisions show up in the parietal cortex around 10 seconds before we act. So, your brain knows what you're going to do before you do. Talk about a spoiler alert. How does our brain pull this off? Is it plugged into some cosmic Wi-Fi? Or maybe there's a master plan at play here. Instead of getting all philosophical, let's dive into the science of it. Enter quantum mechanics, the wildest party in the world of science. German philosopher Arthur Schopenhauer once said, "Man can do what he wants, but he cannot will what he wills." In other words, you can do what you want, but you can't want what you want. Makes sense, right? Classical physics backs this up, saying the universe is totally deterministic. If we know the present state of something, we can predict its future and past. Quantum mechanics, on the other hand, says things can be random, but still, the outcomes are fixed and predictable. It's like knowing the ending of a movie but not how it gets there. This is where superdeterminism comes into play. Imagine flipping a coin in New York and another in Kanpur. They seem independent, but thanks to quantum entanglement, their states are always connected. Superdeterminism means everything, living or non-living, has built-in information. Not the kind you Google, but the physics kind. This ensures everything is pre-programmed. Classical physics says one event leads to another with perfect predictability. Superdeterminism agrees but adds a bit of randomness. Even if you try to mess with the deterministic future, events will still align to keep the final outcome the same. In short, no matter what you do, everything was decided 13.8 billion years ago during the Big Bang. From a human perspective, our brains, like everything else, follow the rules of physics. Whether we look through the lens of classical physics or quantum mechanics, our brains act like a programmed machine, making us feel we're making independent choices. But really, it's all a complex trick, making us think we're the boss. To see these patterns, a tech experiment was done. A model trained on cooking videos could predict what a chef would do 3 minutes before they did it. In 2016, MIT students trained a computer on 600 hours of video data, creating an algorithm that could predict whether someone was going to kiss, hug, handshake, or high-five. Based on its training, it got human actions right 43% of the time. In astrology, our birth charts kundli are highly regarded. A genuine astrologer can predict life events based on it. They can even tell if a person is deceased just by looking at their birth chart. Astrology, based on cosmic positions, suggests that these positions determine our future. It might sound superstitious, but from the perspective of superdeterminism and free will, it makes a lot of sense. Ancient sages might have known this thousands of years ago. That's why even the smartest people make dumb decisions sometimes, missing opportunities, because their future success wasn't written in the stars. As our elders say, destructive times lead to opposite intellect. So what do you think? Is everything in the universe pre-scripted, or do we actually have free will? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video and learned something new, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. If you're new here and want to see more cool videos, subscribe and hit the notification bell. See you in the next episode. Until then, bye.